New documents released by Idaho State Police reveal disturbing details about Bryan Kohberger, including his concerning behavior that worried some about what he could be capable of. One student in that same program as Kohberger told officers that he would say that whoever committed the crimes, quote, must have been pretty good, and the murders seemed like a one-and-done type thing. And listen to this. An unnamed Washington State University professor said this about Kohberger, quote, he is smart enough that in 4 years we will have to give him a PhD. Mark my word, I work with predators. If we give him a PhD, that's the guy that, when he is a professor, we will hear is harassing, stalking, and sexually abusing of his students at wherever university he ended. Criminal defense attorney and Fox News contributor Donna Rotunno joins me now. And Donna, look, I know this is a tricky question I'm about to ask you in light of the fact that in the United States of America, we are all innocent until proven guilty. But if a professor noticed this behavior in a criminology PhD student, no less, should that have been reported to the authorities before the crimes occurred? And if so, what could police have done with that information?
Well, I think this goes to that whole notion of if you see something, say something. And here's a situation where he obviously raised a lot of red flags. You have these professors that felt like there was just really something wrong with him. And you're right, you are innocent until proven guilty. But it doesn't stop you from making a report and at least having someone look into it. I'm not so sure what they would have been able to do with any of that information. That was obviously a feeling or a hunch, probably not based on any of his actual overt actions. But definitely raises some questions now about how we should act if we feel a certain way about someone acting in a way that feels very uncomfortable.
Yeah, absolutely terrifying. Meantime, documents also show, Donna, that Kaylee Goncalves reported prior stalking incidents. Listen to this. She believed a man was staring at her from next to a dumpster in the street near their house. She told friends that a man followed her to her car at the nearby grocery store parking lot, then tried to open her door after she got in, and that someone actually broke into her parked car, moved some of her personal belongings, including lip gloss, placed her suitcase in the street. Creepy behavior, no matter who did it. But your thoughts on those revelations, Donna?
Sure, yeah, very creepy and very foreboding. And do we know if it was Bryan Kohberger? We don't, but it definitely raises questions now as to whether or not it was. And we don't know if she gave any description of who that person could have been or what he looked like or how good of a view she could get of this person who she thought was watching her. So it's very scary. And again, for any young girl, for anyone really who feels uncomfortable or feels like something is not right, really report it.
That's such a key statement. If you see something, say something. We always make fun of it, like, ha. But it's real. And if you're viewed as overreacting, I think that's okay because, we kind of give people a little leash. The authorities will work through it. They'll go through the information and see ultimately if it leads anywhere. But if they don't have that warning, they can't look at anything. And that's why it's so crucial. Finally, before we let you go, a woman known as the ketamine queen is going to plead guilty to federal drug charges, including selling a lethal amount of ketamine that ultimately led to the death of Friends actor Matthew Perry back in 2023. Charges include 1 count of maintaining a drug-involved premises, 3 counts of distribution, 1 count of distribution of ketamine resulting in death or serious bodily injury. Donna, why do you think she took the deal on these charges specifically when she could still be facing 45 years in federal prison, even in light of the fact that she took the deal?
I think sometimes in these cases, and you're going to see this more and more across the country, different jurisdictions are really starting to charge these drug-induced homicides where you have drug dealers that are dealing drugs to people that end up killing them. And, there's always that question, well, if you wanted the drugs and you bought the drugs and you ingested them yourself, but the issue becomes at what point is it your responsibility to either A, make sure you know what's in those drugs or stop giving people amounts of drugs that could could potentially kill them like this. So it's kind of an interesting circumstance. I think she probably realized that the evidence was stacked against her. I think, given the fact that he was a likable person that had all these demons and beat all these addictions, I definitely think she just came to the conclusion that this was the right way to go, and it could have gotten a lot worse for her. The federal charges, we'll see what happens, but I think at this point the handwriting was on the wall, and that's why she took that deal.
Especially in light of the fact that the other 4 defendants in this case already took deals. You do not want to be the last one standing here, which she was. Donna Rotunno, thank you. Appreciate your time this morning.
Thank you so much, John.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.